I present to you the flying monkey. A crazy dog. Oi! I'm LilBJessup, and today we are putting this truck back on the road. Well, not today, but in this video, we're putting this truck back on the road. In order to do so, I have purchased all the required parts that this thing should need. First and foremost, this gasket that'll make it run better, because in the last video, if you recall, it was running like crap. Wipers, transmission, filter, air filter, fuel filter, brakes. Ugh, brakes. First, let's get it running better. I'm gonna pull out the carburetor, give it another quick clean, and slap in this new gasket. So how do I know that gasket will make it run better? Well, by doing a visual inspection of the bottom of the carburetor, you can see that there is fuel around the base gasket. That's not good. Also, I just noticed a fuel drip from up front up here. And I just rebuilt this thing, so we'll also investigate that. Let's get this carb off. You okay, buddy? He's okay. Too much relaxing. The whole thing lifts off. Like so. Yep, like so. Like so. Yep, come on. Come on. What is holding you on? Okay. I knew it wasn't crazy. And the alleged bad gasket. That looks good. Very good looking intake. Now, I don't think there should be fuel residue inside of the EGR stuff. But hey, it helped clean out stuff, looks like. So I've been fiddle-diddling with the carburetor, and I've replaced the filter, and I also found the source of that fuel leak. On the bottom of this thing is this. I forget the actual name of it. It'll come to me. There's a gasket. Mine didn't have one. It just screwed it all the way in, and I guess I figured gasoline just doesn't just leak by stuff. So that's fixed. Also, not only was this gasket bad, this hose, well, where this hose is was a huge vacuum hole that was just out of the intake. This is open, you know, that's good for it. So I had a massive vacuum leak, a carburetor that was not right, and I've gone ahead, I've cleaned it again, and we're gonna throw it back on and see what happens. So new gasket versus old. You can see this one's all pressed in and just ruined. This will seal nicely, even on that rough surface. Nice. And the carb. I just need to attach all the everythings. All back together. Let's test. It isn't very happy. Let's see what's going on. So troubleshooting. I've come to find out I wound the spring around the float too tight, and it kept the float up, allowing no gas to go into the carburetor. How strange is that? So now the float works. It should run fine, hopefully. Ooh, you fell. You're running all right. Other than the backfires occasionally. Before, it would struggle to take any gas at all. Backing up. Or not. So it's still coughing and sputtering, so I thought I'd check the float height, and that's right. So I don't know what's going on with this thing. Could be ignition, could be, who knows? Who knows? Guys, I think I have the spark plugs, the firing order wrong. me swap that real quick. All right, so I've got it 1, 5, 4, 2, 6, 3, 7, 8. And I think that's right. It's much different than how I had it. Let's see. Idiot! Wow, I'm an idiot! Gosh! The firing order was wrong. Now it's running halfway decent. Might as well throw a new filter on there. That's the throttle spot. Not too bad. She's an old one-legger, but that's okay. Aha! So I'm really impressed with this thing now. Look how fast it fires up. This was a seized motor less than a month ago. Absolutely insane. So now we're going to do the battery leak down test. I've got to do some schoolwork, so I'm going to let this thing sit overnight and into the midday tomorrow, and I'll see if it'll start up. Because I've been disconnecting the battery, so we'll see. So it is the next day afternoon. Let's see if the battery drained at all. Key in. And let's see. Come on, baby. So I don't know what this thing is. It's a precision control device by Dana. And it's just tied into all this mess under here. All right, let's unplug it and see what happens. There's a lot of loose wires down here. There's a hole on chip right there. Look at that thing. All right, let's see if it fires. All right. I don't know if it has power going to it or anything. All right, so none of these have power. So this is actually a cruise control feature. It runs off a vacuum. Very weird, very retro technology. Needs to say we're not going to use it because just look at all this bird nest of what could go wrong. We'll keep it because it's cool tech, but it's not going to live in here. And half these wires, they aren't even going anywhere. Like I can just yank them. That one's kind of tied to something. Are you? Oh, yep, you're something, you're something. But let's go under the hood and see where these actually go. And there's a big old opening right there. We should probably address that. So all those wires come over here and arrange into this mess of just madness. One goes down, and I think it runs to the drive shaft. But these, well, they got to go. I don't care where they go, but they got to go out of here because this is just gross. You're plugging the vacuum. Yeah, you're getting deleted. So it ties into this whole shindig, which had vacuum, which went somewhere and it wasn't attached. And it has this cable that goes to the carburetor and all of this. So let's, yeah, out of here you go. So I traced the wire all the way from up here, and it's wound, wound, and wound. And it goes to right here, right in front of the drive shaft. Whereas the word is called a potentiometer. Goes and does things. So potentiometer, that's what this is called. And now we're gonna destroy its potentiometer function. Aha. Yep, I know, buddy. Also, can we just appreciate this floor? Like, look at that. So all this right here is what it took to get cruise control in the 80s. Ridiculous. Just look how much better it looks right here. And here as well. Just everything's clean. Nice. So since this thing has been sitting since 08, electrical, it was a big concern. I've just been going through testing everything. Got left turn, right turn, doesn't want to go all the way, but if you hold it in between, it works. And it does work in the front and rear. Now I've got the brakes, testing those out with a stick. And we have brake lights. So now let's see if we got reverse. Reverse, come on. Uh-huh. We'll open that up and see. And there is one light I can't get to work, and that's the headlights. Arguably the most important lights, of course. I pull the switch and, well, I can put it in and it acts like it wants to work, but like right there, but it doesn't want to move. So she is very stuck. And same with the floor switch, she's stiff. So I'm gonna put some PB on it. I don't know if I can spray some PB in there, that might help it. So I was messing with the headlight on this thing, and the headlight circuit is absolutely wrecked, like bad. It's all covered in rat pee, and I actually pulled out a prong. I'll probably fix it, I just gotta get to it. Yuck. Yeah, so things have progressed. The switch was super corroded and some of the prongs broke off, and I can't get them out of the actual plug. Some of the wires are corroded. I'm going to have to snip it back and replace it. Luckily, I've got parts. If you ever wonder what happened to this truck, I've got big plans for this truck coming up. This is the first truck I ever revived, and turns out it had an electrical fire up in the dash and it melted a bunch of stuff. But that was before me, so none of the headlights worked on anything on this thing either. This is as far as I got with that one. But this truck is going to go on this 4x4 chassis coming up. But this one is getting fixed in the meantime because I need a truck. So I have been super busy today with this flying monkey. First of all, got new wipers on it. Brand new. I straightened up the interior. Got it looking really good in here. I replaced the bright switch from that truck, the headlight switch from that truck. Had to snip back some of the wires on it and replace the pieces that go through the actual block. Had to pull some headlights off of this truck, and we now have working lights everywhere. I even fixed all the lights back here. Got both reverse lights, got the license plate lights, the running lights, and the brake lights. Everything works. So now it runs good, all the lights work. What's next? Well, I don't have a fuel gauge that works, and that's kind of important. So I need to get the fuel gauge working. I think it's just a fuel sending unit. So we'll take this gas tank and fuel sending unit and slap it in here. I'm also going to take the shocks off of that truck because those are brand new. I mean, there might be some difference because it's F250 to 150, but I'm sure they'll work. They're brand new Monroe gas shocks, so we'll scavenge all the stuff we need off the two-wheel drive frame. And we're going to order some tires. I have harvested the good stuff off of MacGyver's truck. And I even took the parking spot. Shameful. You flying monkey, you stealing MacGyver's spot like that. This thing's running really good now. Old MacGyver's stuck in the corner now, awaiting the frame swap. So I was perusing Facebook Marketplace this evening and I came across some tires. I went to a church today and I bought tires for the Flying Monkey. And look, they still almost have the nipples on them. Yeah, they had 500 miles on them. The guy decided he wanted to lift his Jeep, so I got these for 200 bucks. That's a steal. But the bad thing is they're still mounted on Jeep rims, so we're going to sell those. So since the tires are in the garage now, I'm going to be debeating them. Now you could take it to a shop and have them charge anywhere from, oh, I don't know, 15 to 20 bucks per wheel. But we don't do that here. We are all about budgets. And because I'm broke, if you got a little Harbor Freight stand and a pallet, you can do this for 40 bucks. Step 1, deflate tire. Now that the air is out, it's time to break that bead. Luckily, this thing has a bead breaker. A little bit of soapy water. Long arm. And just, there she goes. It's one side. The groove. This one's a little harder since the rim's a little wider on the side. Gotta like work it around. I just got it. Yep, there she goes. Both sides done. Now you take out your piece. On this rim, there's a little center section. It's got to come out. Boop. Put it up on top. Lock her down. Give it a little snug. Good to go. And get up under that tire. She's already been soapy. You got it up. And you just walk around. That's one side. And you do the same thing. I like to start away from the weight because the weights can be a pain. Get that in there. Pull it on up. And just go around again. Oh, she's fighting me. There she goes. Sometimes you gotta pull up. And bam. What was that time? 3 minutes, 40 seconds. All right. I got all 4 tires off. The rims are over there, ready for sale. We'll see if we can get some money back. Not bad. This thing is awesome. So since we have new tires, it's time to get these things off. While we have the wheels off, we're going to change the brake lines, assess the brake calipers, wheel bearings, steering. Just check everything in the front. And then we'll get the front done, we'll move on to the back. And I think for these tires, we're going to go white letters out. One rotten tire. It's a good looking brake line actually. Brake pads have good life in them. Rotor's good. Okay.
I like this. So it looks like we are going to need to order tie rod ends because, well, there ain't no boot there, and that's not going to pass inspection. Well, I knew we'd find something. Alrighty.
So the only difference between mounting a tire and removing a tire is I'm going to take off these weights, which is going to unbalance the wheel. But with these balancing beads, you can just do it yourself. So they'll spin around with the tire and self-balance. No need for weights. So just pop them off. Just pop them off, get them out of here. You don't need these. So I've got both front tires on, and man, let me tell you, the white letters on the outside was a good call, Alex. Woo! Look at that. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take the wheels back off to replace the tie rod ends. And on the driver's side, no, the passenger side, someone broke off the bleeder for the caliper. Wheel bearings are tight. It's just the tie rods. But I do have stuff to do the rear brakes. So I'm going to do the rears, change the tires, all in one. Brakes, here we go again. Luckily, so this side, the brakes don't work. There's new hardware in there, so someone's been in here. You can just see that this wheel cylinder is just absolutely shot with the amount of credits on it. Luckily, the drums are in good shape. Shoes, not so much. You can see it's all cracked. Yeah, that's no good. But I got new shoes, I've got new hardware, I've even got new wheel cylinders. So we'll get these brakes working really good. The parking brake on this side worked, which is a plus. So we'll see what we can do. And if you don't have a mason tray, you should get a masonry tray. The cheapest way to not make a mess. I gotta use every last drop. Oh, dang it. Now, whenever I'm about to tackle drum brakes, I always order new hardware, just in case. I've probably got enough hardware kits now to build my own hardware kit, but it's better be safe than sorry, so we'll get this all freshened up. I'm going to use this hardware because it looks fine. It's replaced recently, but just place that wheel cylinder in these shoes. We should be good to go. You know things are serious when I got beer and a torch next to me. So the line is not seized into the back of this, it spins, but the line is seized on the actual flare nut. So do your magic, Mr. Heat. And this thing is just like stuck. So we'll break this first, and we'll go with that. And I don't have any line wrenches that are standard, so I'm doing just the old-fashioned way of gambling, where you're hoping it doesn't break on you. Come on, let go, line. Let go. I've got to tighten it back down. There we go. Yeah, it's time to replace that. You never know what these lines are going to blow out on you. You have to replace fittings, and that's a whole different story. But not for this side. It's even spinning. So that is there. That is good. Perfect. Just undo it. Oh, yep, there we go. That's a new line right there. And that looks much better. All replaced, all new. Perfect. Just got to adjust it and put the line on, and it should be good. That's one good feeling drum right there. And it will tighten up more as I drive, so that's pretty good. Perfect. Put that line back on,
replace this tire and call it a day because the sun is going down.
Alright, so today I've got one brake done, 2 front tires, figured out what the front end needs to pass inspection, and tomorrow I'm going to do the passenger side, the fuel tank. It'll be a good day. Yeah, just getting all wrapped up. I like these tires. They would look even good with some tire shine on them. So I'm working on the passenger side now, and before I've taken everything apart, I like to take a picture of the actual what it looks like, so when I put it back I know it's right.
This one, however, has a broken self-adjuster, so that's not good. And unfortunately my hardware kit doesn't come with new ones of those, so I did have to order one. It'll be here this weekend. Just sucks.
I also had to order new calipers because I thought I could get those bolts out there, like they're fused to the actual caliper. So if that is that rusty, the piston's probably on its way out. So I'd rather just be safe than sorry and have new calipers on it. I'm gonna replace this and get the tires squared away, and then the gas tank is next. So next thing I'm gonna do is swap gas tanks. This one is good, it's new, and this one is, well, showing signs of leaking. It's got some rust, but that stickiness smells like old varnish that's been like seeping through. It's got it back here, so we'll swap that out. And also this fuel gauge doesn't work, so we'll get a new fuel gauge. I actually just saw a drip right there. So swap out the gas tank. It's the same F150 to F250. It's a 19-gallon tank, side mount, so get those swapped out and be back in business. So I've got the gas tank almost down. I just had to take a break because I sold the rims. 80 bucks. So that the tires only cost me 120. Not bad. Yep, gas tank is almost down. It stinks terrible. It's fighting me, and now it's starting to rain. And here it is. I'm glad I pulled it because look at that little hole right there. That would have showed itself when I fill it up. Can't be wasting fuel. That stuff's expensive. Let's get a light and check inside. And I wonder why this thing didn't work. There's no float on it. Or we're not gonna let that fuel go to waste. I'll go in the tractor because it can work there. Whatnot. Tractor's full. Got a full tank of gas now, though. Let me tell you, swapping that gas tank, that was a pain. I just got an absolute mess down here. Just look at all that rust. Yeah. That's all rust and dirt, and just every time I moved, blinded. Ugh. But, oh, can't even see it on the side, of course. There she is. There that is. Phil. Thanks for the help, buddy. Now we wait for parts. The rear brake stuff will be in first. Those little cables. So, rear brakes. And we'll do the front steering. Got to figure out something. The exhaust has a couple spots I need to touch up. But yeah, she good. Let's see if that gas gauge works. Oh, she's moving. Now there wasn't much gas in there, so maybe like 2 gallons. Nice. Yep, perfect. We got a gas gauge. And look what we got here for the F-150. Every steering part that I needed, the calipers, the catalytic converter, and even a little brake piece. So we now have everything to fix the truck. I did go to the DMV today, so it is now registered. So that's awesome. So I've got the truck in the garage. I've assembled all the new steering pieces and whatnot. I'm going to bust this one apart using a pickle fork. Which, do you guys know why it's called a pickle fork? I don't. If you figure out why it's called a pickle fork, please let me know. Oh, maybe that's why? Pickle fork. All right then, it works.
Now supposedly you can just hit these right here and it comes off too. Let's see. Yeah, that didn't work. There it goes. And I did I used a little ruler over there. And I got these pretty close. When I get this one off, I'm just going to double check the length. But we got to get it off. So another one up there and on the other side. So yeah, every piece of this old one is absolutely like whooped. All the boots are gone. They're all blown out like this. This is where your main steering input comes from. So it's just very wiggly. Over here. Actually, that one's decent. But this one right here, it just like, yep, no good. And you can see this one, you know, only movement is from the shaft that isn't locked in. Yeah, like stout. So we're gonna toss this up there, and the steering should be dialed. We'll have to align it before we go too much down the road, but we can do that with tape measure. The driver's side is replaced. I'm going ahead and I'm keeping that brake line, even though I have a replacement for it, just because it's brand new. And the brake pads on this thing, they were absolutely brand new as well. But we went ahead and replaced those. So I'm guessing that before this thing was parked, the brake pads were replaced, and so are the lines, because like look at that metal right there. It's nice. Now the passenger side's all buttoned up, let's go bleed the brakes. Alright, while trying to self-bleed the brakes, I inevitably blew a line in the back. So somewhere up there, it's a broken line. We'll have to either patch it or, I don't know what we'll do. We'll cut it out and splice it, and who knows. But we gotta find it first. Hey MacGyver, where's the brake line for me to find, huh? Find me a brake line. No, not there. Ah, here's a brake line for me. Perfect. Ta-da! Can't beat that. So whoever worked on this truck before I had it, they fixed the brake line by adding a compression fitting, which, you know, I really don't want to attach it back to a compression fitting. So, and this is a factory brake line right here from the other truck. I'm going to take this existing line and cut it, flare it, and put the factory connector right here along with this fitting back on. So then it's, you know, factory again. It's a decent flare. Now when I connect those two with that connector piece, we will have brakes again. And now the last thing I need to do, other than bleed the brakes, is put on this self-adjusting cable. Just the 2 springs up top and wrap around, good to go. Now that's good to go. So sweet. And with help from my lovely assistant, I'm going to bleed the brakes. Alright, pump it up please. So my spot is held, but Casey, go ahead and pump it once. Yep, there's a hole in the line. So we will be running to the parts store tomorrow morning to get new line. I lined it myself. Ah, look at that. That's a good line right there. Looks just like mine. You can see good. So Casey and I are aligning this thing using a tape measure. I've got it's towed in a 1/2 inch to the front now just by eyeball and tightening it down. So now I need to finalize it. Make sure the steering wheel is nice and straight. It's not. Steering wheel straight now. You got it in the same groove?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're at 68 and 3/8. 68 3/8 on the front. 68 7/8. So yeah, we gotta tow her out some. Just take this and loosen it. So using my specific and very special alignment tools, I have got it within a 1/16 of an inch towed in. I'm gonna double check it, drive up and down, drive it a couple times. It's all locked in, so it should be right. We'll just see. And we now have the truck towed in a 1/16 of an inch, so it is spot on. Good old Stanley. Thanks for the help, Casey. I ordered a new brake line for the rear. It's just some copper nickel stuff, and that should be here in 2 days. Still got the exhaust I need to fix and give it a good cleaning, but other than that, it should be inspection ready once she fixed the brakes. So getting close. So I made a brake line. It's pretty close.
So these brakes now, they work great. I did, however, get a little stuck in the field. Old one wheel peel was peeling pretty good. She got out, but it's close. Now I'm gonna do the catalytic converter and turn this thing into a Cadillac.
So I'm gonna cut the pipe right beyond this expansion right here and up here. This will eliminate this clamp and replace it with this. I know, but we've got to pass inspection, so we'll take this up there, hack, clamp, good to go.
So it looked like it just popped out the clamp, which is probably fine.
I want to see what it sounds like without the muffler. Maybe blow out some sawdust as well.
Woo! It sounds like a sounds rough.
Sounds like me after bronchitis.
So we have the catalytic converter in. The pipe was hooked back up,
And there's a repair back here. Nice. And I put some goop on, there's a hole right there. It's patched up. Now this was a pain, had to cut off a piece. And
up here was a pain. Whole thing was a pain. But at least I've got something satisfying to do. Oh.
Is that right?
What do you think, MacGyver? Okay. Now it's time for the Flying Monkey's first official test drive on the road. We are registered, we are insured, we are not inspected. But to get inspected, you gotta drive it somewhere. So we're gonna go get some gas. Be about a 10-mile trip, so we'll see how it does. Oh yeah, we're good. And we're going 45. Drives nice. Drives pretty good. We're just cruising nice. She goes straight down the road. This is awesome. He's coming around. This thing did great. We got up to 65. I'm impressed. Let's see how bad she's smoking under the hood. Runs good. Oh yeah. Just a little smoky. So I was giving the monkey the once over after the ride. I checked the oil, everything's fine. I was just looking her over, and whoop, my gas tank about fell out. That's not good. So we're gonna fix that and hopefully prevent that from happening again. So the gas tank's fixed. I guess I had the strap in the wrong spot at first. I don't know. But now I'm gonna work on this, getting this bed organized, getting the toolbox emptied out, cleaned up, ready to go. Just getting it ready for road use and hauling stuff. Now in this toolbox is a lot of stuff. A lot of it won't keep. Although brake fluid, that's a keeper. But there's just a lot of like empty starting fluid. You look like used motor oil. Yeah. Out of here. That's got some stretch in it. We'll keep you. Yeah, I'm gonna go through this. Got that looking pretty good in there. Kept a bunch of nails, some sandpaper, and this is the factory radio right here. So we're gonna see if that works. So we have gotten incredibly lucky that whoever had this before me did it right and had the adapter kit, and so we didn't have to cut the factory harness, which is good. So let's plug this one in and see if it works. Nice. Now that just looks a million times better, man. So not only am I changing out the radio, I'm changing out the original speakers for these Pioneers that I had. They used to be in the van, so now they're in here and they work really good. So I've gone to the store and I've got stuff to make this thing inspectable. Got a battery hold down, some glue for a rear view mirror, and some tune 'em up in a can. Let's get this thing inspection ready. And yeah, I've got one for the gas tank and one for the intake. Well, we have a problem. The battery hold down bracket doesn't fit. It's too big, or it's too small for the battery. Annoying. Well, I tried to do the proper thing, but a good old piece of flat stock works. These bolts. So secure, check, onto the mirror. So I'm using this Permatex kit, and it's pretty. Tells you to clean the mirror with the activator, and use this stuff and put drips on there and stick it up there and wait. Pretty easy. So the button is stuck up there now, and now I gotta wait 30 minutes in order to attach the mirror, but we'll let that dry and we'll go tune up the engine. So while the engine's running, I'm gonna pour seafoam in it to hot soak it. Well, that didn't hold. Dang it. Oh, annoying. I waited the time. Gosh. Well, since my mirror didn't hold, let's see if the seafoam treatment worked. No smoke, but I don't know. It sounds like she's running good. Oh yeah, there's zero hesitation. Good. So she's running good. I just need to fix that mirror again and clean it up, and it's done, ready for the road. I do have an appointment to get it inspected this coming Monday, so she'll be ready. So I've got a little bit of time today before class. I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a little bath. I've got the hubcaps pulled off, going to spray everything down, soap her up, and I'll show you the finished product. Man, this thing cleaned up really good. Holy crap. It's crazy what a little bit of elbow grease does. Yeah, I'm still missing my O. But not bad. I still got a little bit of soapy water left over, so you know what that means. So today is inspection day. We're taking the truck to get inspected. I've got Casey running with me. And I've got tools and a tow line just in case. If you have it, you won't use it. Let's go. Before inspection, I got this stuff from Napa, this rear view mirror adhesive. And let me tell you, it works good. She is on there. So let's get this baby inspected. Well, we made it. It was about a 20-mile drive. This thing was last inspected in 08. Good luck, little buddy. See you in a little bit. Well, we did it. We passed inspection. Yes, let's get this thing home. And there it is. We are good to go. This truck is ready for the road. I mean, yeah, I've got a couple of little knickknacks to replace, like a wiper switch, and turn signal switch is iffy, but it goes. We can now go to the dump again, and it's a good day. It's a dang good day. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in another video. We've got a lot of stuff to work on, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.